We're gonna do here, and I call it, these two cars are going to drive through and go under the arm. These four cars will just come closer together.
Georgia Durante was once nicknamed Kodak Girl because she was one of the most photographed models in the world. Then she moved to New York, married into the mob, and was getaway driver for the Gambino family. To flee her abusive marriage and criminal ties, she headed to L.A., where she became one of Hollywood's first female stunt drivers.
She now has a new podcast. It's called Wheel Woman, Confessions of a Getaway Driver. Georgia Durante joins us live. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Boy,
how are you?
Doing great. Any one of those things is a life that's pretty full, but the transition when you have all of these things you've done in your life, do you sit back and look at it and go, I can't believe it?
You know, when I think about it, I can't believe that that was my life. You know, until when I sat down and wrote my book, that's when I really realized. Everybody told me, you should write a book, you should write a book. I didn't think my life was interesting, but I guess it was.
So, you know, you grew up in Rochester, New York, which is where Kodak was located. And, you know, if you're of a certain age, I think we have that photo of a Kodak girl. I remember these. And you had a successful modeling career. Why would you marry some guy in the mob? That just seems like when things are going so well for you, why would you do something like that?
You know what? I grew up in an area where everybody was Italian. When you opened up the phone book, everybody's last name ended in a vowel. I didn't know any different. And I would be hanging out in these bars, and I'd see the cops doing shady things. And I'd see these guys in the mob, you know, paying for somebody's rent or buying them food because they were hungry. You know, I saw them doing good things, and I saw the cops doing bad things. And I had a very distorted view of who the good guys and bad guys were.
So you were married to someone, you say it was an abusive relationship. How did you end up being a getaway driver as a woman?
Oh, well, I actually came to California running from the mob. There was a contract out of my life because I knew too much.
Wow.
And I was held up in this friend's apartment, and I'm watching TV every day. And I couldn't model because they'd figure out where to find me. So I didn't know what the heck I was going to do, but I had to make some money. And every time there was a commercial, it was a car commercial. And when I started paying attention to it, I realized you could never see the driver. I said, that's perfect. I could do that. But back then, they were putting wigs on guys. Women just weren't doing that kind of thing. So I would show up on these sets where they were shooting car commercials, and I'd bug these directors. And, you know, they would just look at me like, yeah, sure, she can drive. And I couldn't tell them what was on my resume, but I kept showing up. I wouldn't take no for an answer. And finally, one of them, you know, gave me a shot. He says, okay, he says, show up on Tuesday. We'll see what you can do.
But even still, you're supposed to be incognito, and it's not like you're living in a cabin in the woods. You're in Hollywood. Did you have any close calls with the mob trying to track you down, or anybody else?
Not until much later. I got a phone call, and I had already started my company. I was doing well, and I get a phone call, and they wanted me to move some money from Vegas to New York. And I mean, you can't say no to these people, but I did. And I got away with it. I really broke away from them. And I thought they were going to kill me because I said no, but I got away.
They gave you a free pass? I mean, obviously you're up there now. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, now see, everybody's dead now.
Yeah.
You know, there's families of the people that I talk about in the book. But you know, when I talk about murders and so, I don't say who did it. I give you, you know, what led up to it and you know, the backstory, but I don't actually point fingers. So there's really nothing that they would really want to kill me for.
So your podcast talks about the book. Do you get into more stories on your podcast?
It goes through the entire book exactly the way I wrote it. And listening to it it's really interesting because it makes me relive all of those things that had happened. And I get the chills, really.
What's the coolest stunt you did with a car?
The coolest stunt. Okay, well, I really kind of liked, my favorite was when I was doubling Roger Moore's daughter. And we shot that in Hawaii. It was for This Is Not Your Father's Oldsmobile. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
And we shot that in Hawaii. We had helicopters that were like 2 feet off my bumper and driving through smoke, totally blind. We had motorcycles on that. We had explosions. It was really a fun commercial. I loved it.
Wow. Well, it's quite a story and stories in the book and the podcast, Wheel Woman, Confessions of a Getaway Driver. Or you can find her on the internet, Georgia. Thanks for being with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, Mike.